Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verla's here to the Last Fan Fridays for the week. I screwed up on scheduling, so this video is going to be a lot later than normal. However, I think it's still going to be pretty awesome because look at this. We have an Audino, we have a Pokemon with Sturdy, and we also have a Shedinja. This is how you can set up and work around into some weird combos that ends with a Sturdy Shedinja. Now, there's a couple ways of doing it. You could use Smeargle since it has all kinds of move things in its favor, but let's just go and watch how this one folds. I haven't seen with the Sudowoodo yet. Sudowoodo is a sturdy Pokemon, so it should be able to survive a good hit off of the opponent. And Audino can be tanky, so Salamence wants to switch out, realizes doesn't really have enough to deal with the Sudowoodo and the Audino. Technically, if we're not going for some kind of crazy gimmick, Audino could like Dazzling Gleam, hit the Salamence really hard, we get Stone Edge from Sudowoodo, and Salamence doesn't want to be a part of that. So going into the Aegislash for that steal hit, just to get the most out of it, but Clefable will set up the minimize. Audino going to go for that entrainment onto the Clefable. Okay. I'm not sure I'm familiar with this variant before, because I've seen it on, like, the Carbink. Oh! There we go, guys! Alright, so Sudowoodo now knows Sturdy Entrainment. That's all you need for the combo to really take it to the next level. You need a Pokemon with Sturdy Entrainment. Turn 2, switching it out. Aegislash actually playing on that King Shield, playing a little safe right here. But right now, like, we're in a really good position because as long as you're not eating the super effective hit, which isn't really anticipated on a fairy type Pokemon, you entrain it, and that is going to be Sturdy Shedinja. IRL for realsies, absolutely legal. Like, yeah, that's crazy thing about Sudowoodo is that first generation Mimic was a TM move, and that's kind of it. You know, Mimic was a TM that all Pokemon could learn, but since then we haven't really got it. Also, it was a third generation move tutor, but there are very few Pokemon in the 6th generation that get these straight up like Mimic. So that because of that, you know, we have Sturdy, we can Mimic it, we can keep Sudowoodo alive. That's going to be pretty awesome. I'm imagining Custap Berry. No, okay, that's a bit surprising because I would want. Oh wait, yeah, there's the Custap Berry. Okay, so I saw like weird Woodhammer things apply, and then it got a little funny. But there we go, guys. So that's gonna be the Custap Berry. That way, you know, you take the hit, Sturdy, you Custap Berry into the entrainment, just to make sure Shedinja is going to be like the first Pokemon to not die on the turn. And Shedinja Sturdy going to endure the hit, setting up the home claws so then he can go for the ultimate sweeping. After this, Audino is a pretty solid Pokemon for it. So yeah, Aegislash actually going to land something, but it doesn't matter. That's a super effective hit. Shedinja's going to endure it. 1 hit point. Sturdy, that's how it works, guys. That's how the 1 hit point Sturdy works. And Clefable has to follow me. Don't really know what that's going to accomplish. I mean, I would like to see like a safeguard just to make sure Shedinja can be fine. I hear it has safety goggles. I think there was like a comment section about that. So don't have to worry about the weather as much. Just really straight up on status and confusion. Audino with that protect though. Actually, how does that work when it breaks down? Like you don't see the healer ability activate too often. So does the healer give Shedinja a chance to survive even if it has gotten status? That's a big one. But either way, you know, we've seen the Soak Shedinja, but that becomes very challenging to kill because the opponents like usually don't run grass, electric type moves. You can also lightning rod it and stuff like that. So Aegislash doesn't have many options right now, and Shedinja just needs to go to +6 on the home claws and then just dumpster everything. Icy Wind from the Clefable, bit of support. The minimize also supportive as well. But by doing that setup, you're just letting Shedinja run free, and now we are watching the Sturdy Shedinja do work. So Aegislash going to protect. Interestingly enough, Draining Kiss, a special move that makes contact, and Home Claws on the Shedinja going to keep working. There's not much else to say. Like, I'm really intrigued by the way that setup went off. That the setup, the Mimic entrainment, because normally you want like Smeargle, since Smeargle can learn all kinds of things. I mean, then you have Carbink skill swap, Smeargle, and then you entrainment after that with a Sturdy. This works out really well too. Audino does go down to the Flash Cannon, just a little too much man for it when it comes to that super effective hit. But Shedinja's going to home claws. And the opponent keeps throwing out the King Shield because, yeah, at any time, we can have just Shedinja throw out a huge move. Like, if it's using Phantom Force, Aegislash can't even protect that because Phantom Force goes through protect moves. And then there's Rotom. Oh, the opponent might have wanted to do that a little sooner because Rotom can throw down that Will-O-Wisp, and that would be bad news for the Shedinja. But now Greninja's on the field, so it should be able to outspeed and do all kinds of things. The map block, though, is that really what you want to do? Like, you have Sturdy. There's no reason to use map block. Because doesn't map block not stop status? So, that's going to be Shadow Sneak on a Clefairy. Wow. Not scared of the Rotom. That's weird. There we go. That's going to be the Scald. Good damage from the Scald. Not enough to take out the Rotom, though, even on that super effective hit. And there's a Thunderbolt from Rotom onto Greninja. I guess since it is Rotom Heat, kind of dodged the bullet right there because it's mostly going to be like Choice Specs. Yeah, since it didn't outspeed the Greninja, going to be Choice. Ooh. Life Orb Rotom. That's different. I don't see that too often. Either way, that's going to be Clefable using the Icy Wind. And now Aegislash, that's going to be a really easy Pokemon on the Shadow Sneak. Clefable, once you can hit it, it does something. And then Salamence comes out. So, yeah, the opponent, like, he was running the status Pokemon that didn't have status. So, we just win at this point. Since Aegislash has no way of KO. Like, there's no win condition for the opponent. The opponent can do whatever he wants. Really, the only thing that could happen is, like, time stalling. But it's a little harder. Takes a lot more time on the battle spot. So, all Shedinja has to do is hit that nice point to win. And then, yeah, you just hit the Salamence until Aegislash goes for the King Shield. Then you go for the Shadow Sneak the next turn. And then you go and do tons of damage to Aegislash and win. So, it's just entertaining to watch when you see, like, 1 hit point survival. But we already know this battle's over, guys. So, I'm going to cut to that. The opponent just stalling right now with a double protect turn. Like, what is the point? Why are you protecting on your Salamence and your Aegislash? I know, like, the Aegislash thing actually sets the Shedinja back pretty hard because it's going to lose 2 stages of attack. And then he's double spamming the King's Shield. Man, what a scumbag. Take the loss, man. You have no win condition. It's done. Like, that's how you have to just accept when a Poke Battle is over. You can do that all day. You don't have any stats, and like you're just trying to make the battle last longer. Or maybe he's probably actually going for a legitimate time stall at this point. We're 16 turns in, taking a full minute. You know, that can start making it hard. But at least after getting all those King Shields off, you don't have to set up the Home Claws. It's enough damage to finish off right there. And then it's just chipping away at the Salamence afterwards. Salamence, raw aggro Pokemon. Sturdy, it never goes away. It's going to activate as long as you have full hit points, and Shedinja can only have full hit points. So, Sturdy endures the hit. There's the Home Claws. Trying to get something out of it. And now, we are going to see Accuracy Rose. See, I don't know if the opponent forfeited at that point, or if there was actually a timer stall. I think in a battle video, does it actually say the time is up and the battle is over? If there's a timer stall. It's been a while since I've seen one of those submissions, so I can't remember. Either way, though, Shedinja didn't die, and the opponent couldn't win. Pretty awesome. Oh, here we go. That is a team of legendary Pokemon. This is going to be interesting. But yeah, it occurred to me in that last battle, you know, you can't see wonderful strategies like this in VGC. Like, just the way that the timer is built in VGC, it doesn't work. I've seen a lot of people suggest a chess timer. I think that would work, but I mean, at the same time, like, some of the best Pokemon battles are the longer ones as you build into the momentum. But with this, you know, there's a couple turns of setup just to get Shedinja there. Then you also need turns of Hone Claws, and by then, Shedinja is your last Pokemon. Even though your opponent has 0 chance of beating you, all they have to do is play the timer, and that is... then we just don't get to see stuff like this. Like, there's no innovation in VGC because of the timer, and it becomes more and more apparent every year that you need the fast strategy that can just do as much as possible instead of giving, like, the chance of countering something through just all the setup and all the wonderful moves in the game. So that's going to be a Flamethrower on to Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo takes a huge hit, not enough to get dropped though, but it doesn't matter at this point because Xerneas, that's a setup Pokemon. It decides to not do anything, and then Sturdy on the Sudowoodo, and the strategy could have fallen apart. But Xerneas, it's going to always go for that Geomancy unless, like, there's a huge threat on the field. There's no reason to Dazzling Gleam right here. Especially if Charizard, I guess, was anticipating taking down the Sudowoodo, even though it could have gone for a Solar Beam. Either way, that's going to be the Entrainment. So that's going to be the healer ability getting tossed around, but we don't care because we Mimic. So yeah, now Sudowoodo has Entrainment, and now it's down to 1 hit points. That's going to be the Custap Berry, letting it move first. Audino's going to switch out. Doesn't matter how much speed Xerneas has, or Charizard for that matter. This is why the Custap Berry works. And this is why the Custap Berry has to do this. And why Sudowoodo is actually a great option, because you're expecting it to get blown up. You're expecting it to get dropped low. Xerneas went for the Moonblast. Going to finish off the Xerneas. Or actually, whoa. Never mind. Or not, Xerneas went for a Moonblast, expecting to finish off Sudowoodo, I guess. But that's right, you don't expect the opponent to switch into a Shedinja either. But now, like, there's still nothing that could happen, because that Moonblast just got absorbed like nothing. And Sudowoodo, with the Sucker Punch, going to get some damage down before it goes away. You Flamethrower onto the Shedinja. That is, like, the natural option, but it means nothing. Like, after you see the Moonblast Sturdy, it's like, oh, Wonder Guard, right? You hit it. Wonder Guard, right? You hit it. And you just keep throwing your body at it, but Shedinja doesn't care. So that's the home claws. Getting that setup in right now. Gonna go big and send the opponent home. That's how it is. So now Audino comes in, and like, yeah, because, okay, so like the only thing that could happen is he gonna Moonblast the Audino? Okay, good. He's learning. So Audino actually survives the +2 on that, and then Shedinja eats a Flamethrower. So it looks like the opponent trying to force a burn onto the Shedinja is my guess at this point. So going for that 10% right there as Shedinja sets up some more home claws. And because of that, you want to probably use the Shadow Sneak at +3. After a little bit of damage that, why did I say Dragonite? That Charizard has taken at this point, you might be able to finish it off. Because Xerneas isn't a threat. It's a Pokemon that can, like, side status you. That's the threat. Audino actually going to get a turn of survival right here as, you know, Shedinja sets up the Shadow Sneak. Charizard won't be able to do anything, and Xerneas probably throwing down the Moonblast. Oh, wow, was not enough. That's crazy. And there's a Solar Beam. All right, so it looks like the opponent gave up on trying to burn the Shedinja, and is just spending moves on it. I don't understand that. So yeah, once Charizard goes down, looking at the rest of the team. Oh, actually, doesn't what's its face? The burn Pokemon, the steam Pokemon that I can't remember right now. Doesn't that have like a ridiculous like Scald kind of move that has like a 50% chance to burn? You might want to get rid of that thing pretty soon. That's how I feel about this. So Shedinja should, I don't know. It's like you have to eventually get rid of it. Yeah, Volcanion. Okay, good, but we have the Greninja, so we'll be able to do some damage. You can probably double chip it down here. Shedinja, with that Shadow Sneak, you need to get the damage down. So critical hit will be pretty awesome. Xerneas with that Moonblast, though, it's going to outspeed and hit the Greninja. Does Greninja go down? No Focus Sash, no Survival, and yeah, the Xerneas is now quite a problem, and Volcanion with the Flame Charge going for speed, because that matters right now. And Shedinja Sturdy going to endure the hit. Now it's just Shedinja, and it okay, the opponent brings out the withdraws the Volcanion and goes into the Kyogre, but now there's no status on the field. And as that happens, I'm going to go and look up Volcanion, because I thought its like signature move was a really crazy thing. Yeah, Steam Eruption has a 30% chance of causing a burn. So it's the same as Scald, except with Hydro Pump based power and 95% accuracy. That move is super busted. That's not balanced at all. But I mean, yeah, there's still the 1-3 chance that it would really mess up the Shedinja's day. So I would go for a couple more home claws. You know, 2 more. That way you make up for the damage you didn't get from the crit. You can finish it off in one go, and then everything is going to be just fine. Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at Volcanion stats for like the first time in a very long time. Oh, that's frozen because I'm just updating this. Yeah, check this out. Woo! Look at that, as Shedinja goes for another Shadow Sneak. But yeah, the 70 base speed is like the only thing that's keeping this Pokemon in check, but then the 130 special attack is really crazy. So I don't play Mythical. I don't understand what's going on, so I imagine like you Scarf it. Probably can't run Modest on that Scarf because you'd still get outsped by a lot of things. So yeah, you Scarf it, use your Steam Eruption, and then everything dies. GG. So the Shadow Sneak now onto Volcanion will be not enough damage. Wow, it's a game of inches right now. Actually, a game of pixels. Yeah, video game terminology. And just like, you know, just like the Soak Shedinja strategies and the Undying Shedinja strategies, it gets boring. I'll admit that, you know, not the most entertaining thing. I'm trying to do my best right now to provide non-stop commentary that's pretty enjoyable. Volcanion goes down, and really the opponent the opponent didn't have any options, but he has even less so options right now as we go into the Flash Cannon from Xerneas. It's going to hit. It's going to drop stats all day long, you know. It's not really going to matter because Sturdy applies. like the Soak Shedinja, once the opponent loses their win condition, you know, if you take out their electric move, their grass move, their status, their whatever, once all that goes away, it's just a long battle, which again goes back to the whole timer stalling thing, because Shedinja, it's a lot of turns to set up, and then the damage needs to add up and stuff, and the X Scissor isn't really going to work because it's not very effective, but at the same time, it's the same, like, okay, so Shadow Sneak is 40 base power, X Scissor, I believe, is 80, so even resisted X Scissor, it's the same thing. Does it have a high critical hit ratio, or does it do nothing? I don't remember. So we're just hitting damage, you know. Shadow Sneak doesn't do anything in this case in comparison. Xerneas can't kill you, so you just drop down the damage anyways, and there we go. All right, now I'm curious about X Scissor. I feel like it has no secondary effect, but for some reason I'm thinking it has high crit ratio. Yeah, no secondary effect. There we go. Just deals damage. That's all you got. Just deals damage, gets a stab. Xerneas will eventually go down, and that will be the end of the battle. But it's all about the setup, guys. One of the few Mimic Pokemon that you can actually just have, except for first generation. Yo, guys, what do we have in the first generation that we can bring over through the Pokebank from, you know, the red, blue, yellow virtual console? Is there anything that gets Mimic that could really be broken in that situation? Like Pidgeot could get its Mimic back. Does it not have it now? You know, Pokemon with Mimic are pretty awesome. So Mimic strategies back on the table after we see the unkillable Sturdy Shedinja come into play. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to be on Fan Fridays, please I wanted to say comment or submit. So I almost said cement. Please submit a battle code down below in the comments section if you want to be featured on Fan Fridays. So guys, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend, have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.